UFC 304 is bound to be a good one this weekend, and you can get even closer to the action when you check out my partners, DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC. New to DraftKings? Check this out. New customers who bet just $5 get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Sonnen. DraftKings, the crown is yours. That's right. New customers can bet just $5 on anything and receive $150 in bonus bets instantly. DraftKings is giving new customers a shot to get in on the action all night long. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. DraftKings is the one-stop shop for all things daily fantasy, where you have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. New customers use my promo code Sonnen. Bet just $5 on anything and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code Sonnen only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun with this guy. So I was the great destroyer of Jake Paul to whatever level I could. To whatever level I could. I went for that fight behind everyone's back. And I almost got it. And I don't know how close I was to getting it, but I must have been really, really close. Because Scott Coker had a hand in it. And it was going on Showtime with Espinoza. And I had the call with Coker and believed that I had the fight. And it was to the point that I got a call from Sam, Woodley's manager, telling me, I hear you're going for this fight. Stand down. We have it. We have it signed. So however far that got, it got far enough that, and I don't tell you that because I was there for the cash grab or for even for the attention. I don't know that fight did really well. I was just going to put my talents where my mouth was and stop this dude fast and easy. And I thought that. I really thought that. So just looking, I'm trying to go through his career and all the bearing that we did, all the damage that he did. As a matter of fact, he was a guest on this show. Guys, I've only had 5 guests in the last 5 years. This is a one-way. This is a monologue. He was one of the exceptions, but I owed it to him. He had just beaten Ben Askren. I buried him every single day. I buried other coaches and trainers that tried to defend him and win against Ben Askren. I know what I'm looking at. I'm an expert. I fought for 5 world championships over 22 years. I've earned the right to my opinion. And I hit it so wrong, I had him on so I could tell him to his face, I got it wrong. You know what he told me? He said, Chael, I watched every single video that you did. And he appreciated me. He respected me and he watched those videos. And I'm telling you that because now I feel as though I am the great defender, but I'm not trying to be. I wasn't trying to pick on him back then. This is what I saw. I don't know him. I mean, I don't have his phone number. I thought he trained for the fight in Florida and somebody just said it was Puerto Rico. I mean, I'm just offering you an example that I don't know him. I'm on the outside like you, and I'm watching this. But I did not become a defender because it was the right thing to do out of sportsmanship after I gave him such a hard time. It's not that at all. I said what I saw. When I covered him prior to the Ben Askren fight and after his fight with the basketball player, I said what I saw. And, you know, it's such a commentary on the fans. If you want to sell a whole bunch of tickets, if you want to be a big star, you want to be a big draw. People think about it the same way, and I got to win this, and I got to win this, and I got to win this. And it's a collegiate, I'm going to win the NCAA, and if I go freestyle, I got to win the Olympic Games, and I've got to do that, and I've got to win Abu Dhabi. And I mean, they're not totally wrong like that. That is a really good mindset to have. It's just, in all fairness, you don't have to do any of those. None. Who do you want to use? Let's grab Conor McGregor, the sport's current biggest star. He never won the NCAA, he never pursued the Olympic Games, and he didn't even enter Abu Dhabi. I mean, just for example, like, you're not right about it. And we could keep playing this game. You want to just do the sport's 5 biggest stars, but it won't be what you thought it was. It won't be this undefeated and win 5 championships and do it in 2 divisions. It won't. Oh, and by the way, if you win 5 championships and you do it in 2 divisions, you're not guaranteed to be a star. So it's a very interesting concept because when I talk about defending of Jake Paul, sticking up for Jake Paul, It's not on purpose. I'm just saying what I saw, guys. This was Saturday night. He took out a young, nasty dude who world champions have come up short. They came up short by stoppage. You got to understand what stoppage means. If you catch somebody and you put them down, we're probably not talking about it. We understand that. We understand catching somebody and putting them down. If you take a young, hungry star, face of the company champion, reigning champion like Mike Perry, who has proven himself with the lefts and the rights, okay, and you whip him, if you whip that guy, and stop him. Now you're talking about a gap. There was a gap between those two in the competition Saturday. And you really have to understand that, because if somebody then comes in and does that to you, right, so they show they have a gap with you, you have to put those gaps together. People say that MMA math doesn't work. It works all the time. It very seldomly doesn't work, as a matter of fact. So if you had a gap and they have a gap, this is now the gap between these two fighters that haven't met up yet, okay? It's important that you get it from this perspective. When I look at Jake Paul on Saturday, who beat Perry, who called out Pereira, that call-out was responded to by all of the MMA community. That call-out was responded to with laughter and heckling. And really quite silly, where people were saying he can't do it and he won't do it and blah, blah, blah. The only thing that we know about Jake Paul, guys, is that his next fight is on Netflix. That's the only thing that we know about him. He's actually got a date and a venue set. He is an opponent of Mike Tyson, but as we saw from this Saturday, when Jake goes into training camp and he has a date set, he keeps the date. So we really don't know that he has Mike Tyson. We know he's supposed to, but we do know he has the golden goose to lay down. He has a main event spot on the premiere of Netflix boxing. There is nobody he can't reach. So you understand that. There is nobody that wouldn't prefer to do a favor, prefer to be owed one by Netflix than not. And even if we're going to go down that road and we're going to tease him, we're going to say that he's not going to do it and he's not good enough and he doesn't deserve it, he should fight somebody in the top 10. Top 10 of his weight class in actual boxing, which we have to word it like that because nobody knows what that weight class is, including me. I have the foggiest idea. What do they call that in boxing? Where they separate them by every 3 pounds and everybody's a champion. Whoever is the last fight of the night on every boxing card in the world, it's for a belt. You want to know what those belts cost, by the way, those ones they give out? $314. They are such pieces of crap. I really can't believe that they've got away for this scam as long as they have, but I'm just sharing with you, in all fairness, this is what happened. And this happened because Jake Paul's not good. He's not real. He's not serious. He can't go with the actual guys. All of this happened. All of these quotes were out there 4 days ago. You want to know what else is not out there? One single call out of Jake Paul. There is not one single person who has called out Jake Paul since his fight against Mike Perry. What do you think of that? Because there's been plenty of comments on him. All the ones I just said, all the headlines I just said, all the stuff about he can't, he won't, he doesn't really, as it pertained to Alex Pierre, all the comments about Mike Tyson trying to take that win away before it even happens because he's 57 years old, which, by the way, I think he's 53 years old. Maybe he's 57, but I feel like we've spotted him a few years in there. All those headlines, you know them off the top of your head. You've seen them all. One headline you haven't seen is anybody saying what Jake can do, what Jake can't do. What Jake's scared of, what Jake's excited about. Anybody talking about that, but nobody in 4 days has positioned themselves. Everybody knows Jake Paul has got a date and it's on Netflix. It's supposed to be against Mike Tyson. And nobody has positioned themselves for when Iron Mike doesn't show, or when a commission doesn't license him, or that fight is to fall through for any reason. That's how I'm attempting to word it. And you want to know why they haven't done that? Not because they hadn't thought of it, not because they're so sure Iron Mike's going to show up. I mean, the very same guy that just didn't show up is going to show up. Like, that's not what they think. They're not calling him out because they don't think they can beat him.